tried all the glute exercises, the squats, bridges, leg lifts, and still not able to grow your glutes? Hello everyone, this is Dr. Gao, your pelvic health physical therapist, and today I'm going to walk you through a systematic method to help you know the reason why and help you to grow your glutes. Our glute muscles are a huge muscle group important for our daily activities, like walking, going up and down the stairs, dancing, any sports, and also for aesthetics. In the rehab world, it's also so important for prevention of lower back pain, to help us fix our hip impingement, knee pain, and even osteoarthritis. However, it's also one of those muscles that are not easily activated if we sit for long hours. In fact, some people even call it flat butt syndrome or glute amnesia. So, as you're watching this video, let's put our hands on our butt, contract them. Do you feel your muscles underneath get firmer and tighter? Do that a few more times. Just squeeze and relax, squeeze and relax. That's our first step, simply to say hello. Getting that mind-body connection. Second step, let's stand up and check our posture. So, one common posture is that we tilt our pelvis forward, and by not falling forward, we have to lean back. So we get our mid and upper back, which result in our belly is out and we're arching the lower back a lot, and the glutes, although it looks bigger, it's actually super weak. In this posture, it's very hard to activate the glute muscles, and you probably always feel it's your lower back working when you're doing traditional glute exercises. Second common posture is we tilt our pelvis backwards and then we push the entire hips forward and lean the mid and upper back. A lot of postpartum mamas result in this posture because they don't have to work the muscles. They can just rely on the ligaments on the front of the hip to keep them in a stable position. However, this will result in very stiff neck, mid-back and upper back areas. So if you have one of those postures, let's move on to the third step, our mobility routine. Find a yoga mat and come down to a low lunge position. Tilt your pelvis in a neutral position by squeezing your glutes, pull your belly button up and drive the right knee down. Inhale, let's reach the right arm up, and then exhale, side bend to your left. Keep repeating it. Inhale up, exhale to the side. You probably will feel your hip flexors, your psoas muscle, quads, even sometimes obliques, your ab muscles. You feel all the stretch. Next up, let's roll out our hamstrings. One leg forward and one leg back, and come to your fingertips. Try to keep your spine straight. You're going to inhale, slightly lean forward, and exhale back. Start with the lower part of the hamstrings and breathe into it. And then you can move to the second part, kind of the middle hamstrings area. If your hamstrings are really talking to you, make sure you talk back to them by breathing through. And don't forget the last part of the hamstring groups. It's kind of close to the sits bones. They usually get a little bit tighter, so make sure you spend some time there as well. Making sure you're breathing, you're lengthening your spine, and you're enjoying this foam rolling session. If you feel ambitious, you can straighten both legs and feel the hip flexor stretch on your right as you roll the hamstrings on the left. Once the mobility routine is done, now let's move on to strengthening. All right, our first exercise, we're gonna lie down on our side. You can support your head with your arm under. We're gonna bend our knees about 60 to 90 degrees and then stack your hip right on top of each other. So we're not rolling backwards or come to your belly too much. So right on top, stack there. And then we're gonna try to get the lumbar in neutral, especially for females. When we lie down on our side, we have this nice, beautiful curve on our waistline, and that's actually putting our lumbar spine in a curved position. We want to let it be in neutral to activate the glutes better. By doing that, we're gonna inhale, prepare, and then when you exhale, imagine you wanna pull your hip down towards your heels and then pull your belly button back. So let's just do that back and forth a little bit so you get an idea of a neutral lumbar position. So inhale, we relax, and then exhale, this hip dropping down to the heels, belly button pulled in, and feel you're making a little bit space on the other waistline. Okay, so this is a neutral lumbar, very, very important. And this hand, let's just put it in front of us. Keep our spine in neutral, pull the belly button in, pull this hip down towards your heels. We're gonna inhale, prepare. And then when you exhale, pull your belly button in and then lift the top knee up, squeeze your heels together. Inhale, slowly come down. And then exhale, pull everything in, push your heels against each other. This back heel up and then upper heel down at the same time. Inhale, slowly down, and then exhale up. I already feel a lot of burning happening in the upper glute area. And then let's go to the very end of your range of motion. How high can you go without leaning back? Okay, so inhale slowly down and then exhale up. Once you're 100% sure that you are stacking your hips on top of each other, and you can put your hand on the top hip on that bigger bone here. And then usually when your thumb ends up is your glute med muscle. So let's feel that. Inhale, we prepare. Exhale, we pull the belly in, activate the glutes, and lift the knee up. You should feel the muscles here underneath your thumb hardens, and it gets so firm. That's your glute med. Keep doing it. Inhale, we release, and then exhale, we lift up. The glute med muscle is so important to prevent our lower back pain, to prevent any hip issue, and also it gives us this nicer kind of presentation of the glute muscle, so you have that upper glute roundness. So inhale, we release, and then exhale, we lift up. We're working on a very cool muscle here. And of course, if you want more challenges and loading on those muscles, you can add a resistance band to wrap it around your thighs, and same thing. Keep the lumbar neutral, exhale, activate them. So this is just an progression option that you can add later to your routine. All right, for our second exercise, we're gonna need a pair of socks, and also we need a wall space. So put your yoga mat near a wall. All right, let's get started. Let's lie down, come to your side again, relax your head on your arm just like how we did. And then again, we're gonna stack the top hip right on top of the lower hip, and we're gonna straighten our top leg. So make sure you have some room there. All right, so once you're there, first thing first, let's make sure you're not arching your lower back. You're pulling your belly in to keep your hip in a neutral position. The other hand is right in front of you. We're gonna inhale, prepare, and then exhale. We're gonna slide our heel up on the wall, and then just to an angle to a degree where you're not losing your core control. So keep everything stable and then lift the heel up. Inhale, we slide it down, and then exhale, we slide it up. So inhale, relax the belly. Exhale, pull your belly in, slide the heel up. Good, and then keep doing it. Another really good cue is to imagine your top leg is so long. When it's reaching up, it's also reaching away from you. Feel this leg is super long and going up. So inhale down and then exhale up. One thing to pay attention is we're not arching our back. We're not losing control here, because for a lot of my ladies who are flexible, we just use our lumbar to do this exercise. We're not using the glutes. All right, our last exercise, we're gonna come standing up. So first, let's put our hands on the hips, and then we're gonna slowly lean forward. Keep your spine neutral. Feel like you're only just moving your hips, pushing your hips back. So our lumbar, everything, our whole back is in a neutral position. And then we're just gonna stop at about 60 degrees. Hands on the hips, making sure you're not arching your back, or if you're rounding the lower back. And then let's shift our weight. I'm shifting it to my left side. I'm gonna inhale, prepare, and then exhale, gently tap my right foot out to the side. So inhale, center, and then exhale, we're gonna go forward. Inhale, center, exhale, side. Inhale, center, and then exhale, back. So you get the idea that we're using this glute muscle on my left side to stabilize this movement. and it is a closed chain exercise. So let's make sure we're not dipping the other side down when we're doing this. So if your left hip is higher than your right hip the whole time, you're not really working it. You want to get the two hips, these two bigger bones in one line as you're doing this exercise. And secondly, making sure your knee is not caved in. Your knee is in one line of your hip and is also in line with your second toe. So keep your whole leg in a neutral position as we are doing this. Mine is already burning and talking to me a lot. So let's do it until failure, maybe one more round. Exhale to the side. Inhale center and then exhale forward. And slowly come all the way up. The last step, I think the most important step, is to incorporate it into your daily routine. For me, it works when I'm waiting for the water to boil in the kitchen. I would do some toe taps and give your pet some love. Or during work hours when you really want some treats like chocolate or caffeine, please do 10 or 20 air squats in good form and then reward yourself with your favorite treat. So those are just my little tips. I'm sure you can find your own. I hope this video will help you to have a better understanding of how to activate your glutes to prevent any lower back, hip pain, and to enhance your performance. Please comment below if you have any questions, and I'll see you next time.